I'm Matt Carlins, and this is just pro wrestling news for Monday, January 10th, 2022. And there's some sad news to start off today's update. Family, loved ones, and fans are mourning the unexpected death of comedian and actor Bob Saget. Of course, he's best known as the star of the ABC sitcom Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos, but Saget was also a fan of pro wrestling, and he got involved in the business on a number of occasions. He played the role of commissioner of CHIKARA from 2006 to 2008. He also featured Roddy Piper, Dragon Gate USA, and more in a 2010 episode of his short-lived series Strange Days. Bob Saget was 65. Also over the weekend, we lost Deanna Booher. She was best known as Matilda the Hun and Queen Kong in Glow. Deanna Booher was 73. Sasha Banks is out of the Royal Rumble. WWE announced over the weekend that Banks will be out of action for 6 to 8 weeks with a foot injury. It happened during a match at a non-televised show in Fayetteville, North Carolina last weekend. A title match is being promoted for tonight's Raw. Team RK Bro is set to defend the Raw Tag Team Championship against the Alpha Academy. Also set for tonight's Raw, Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Doudrop. The winner challenges Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title at the Royal Rumble.
Impact Wrestling.
Mickie James will enter the Royal Rumble later this month as Impact Wrestling's Knockouts champion. She retained the title by beating Deonna Purrazzo in a Texas Deathmatch main event on Saturday night's Hard to Kill pay-per-view. Ring of Honor Women's Champion Roxy had a ringside seat for the match. She is set for a winner-takes-all title match against Purrazzo, who still holds AAA's women's title. Tasha Steelz will get the next shot at the Knockouts title. She won the first ever Women's Ultimate X match at Hard to Kill. Some other names from ROH showed up at Hard to Kill: Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Maria Kanellis. Alongside PCO and Vincent, they orchestrated a surprise attack on Heath, Rhino, Eddie Edwards, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack after those five guys had just won a hardcore war over the Impact Tag Champs, the Good Brothers, and Violent by Design. Rhino pinned Carl Anderson. Also on the show, Jonathan Gresham successfully defended the ROH World Championship against Chris Sabin. Moose held on to the Impact World Championship Saturday night. He pinned Matt Cardona to win a three-way that also included W. Morrissey. Trey Miguel handed Steve Macklin his first loss in Impact. Miguel beat him to retain the X Division Championship. Macklin cannot challenge Miguel again for the title. Plus, Josh Alexander beat Jonah via submission. Speedball Mike Bailey made his Impact debut on the Countdown show. He won a four-way over Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Laredo Kid. Also, Jake Something beat Madman Fulton. Tom Hannafin, formerly known as Tom Phillips in WWE, made his Impact debut on commentary. Matt Cardona will face Ricky Morton at GCW's Say You Will show in Chicago on January 15th.
AEW.
Sammy Guevara is now the interim TNT champion. He won that title by beating Dustin Rhodes on Saturday night's Battle of the Belts special. Daniel Garcia will challenge Guevara for the interim title on Wednesday's Dynamite. Dr. Britt Baker is still the AEW Women's Champion. She successfully defended the gold against Riho on Saturday night. And Ricky Starks held on to the FTW Championship with a win over Matt Sydal. Tonight's Dark Elevation has Private Party and The Blade versus Dark Order's John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and 10. Marco Stunt confirmed that he's been auditioning for a spot on NBC's music competition series The Voice. Dominic Guarini says he and Kevin Koo are now free agents after they were granted their releases from Major League Wrestling. In Japan, it was New Japan versus Pro Wrestling Noah at Yokohama Arena on Saturday. Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Keiji Muto and Kato Kiyomiya. Okada pinned Kiyomiya with the Rainmaker. The other half of the double main event saw Los Ingobernables de Japón defeat Congo in a 10-man tag. The only singles match on the card had Sho pinning Atsushi Katogi. Overall, the final tally of results from the show was 6 wins for New Japan, 4 wins for Noah, and 1 draw. On Saturday's episode of New Japan Strong, Eddie Kingston beat Gabriel Kidd. TJP pinned the DKC. And Bullet Club's Chris Bay and Hikuleo beat Keita Murray and Jordan Clearwater. Back in Japan, in Stardom, Hazuki and Koguma won the Goddesses of Stardom titles from Julia and Syuri. All Japan postponed its show scheduled for Sunday due to fever symptoms among several of its wrestlers and staff. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Monday, January 10th. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.